What would you like me to do, Senator?
I think it would be prudent for the state librarian of Alabama to pull this book from the shelves of the Alabama Public Library Service and that all her librarians around the state to do the same.
I will not do that.
Emily Reed was the state librarian at the Alabama Public Library Service, and she was the librarian there in 1959, and she fought a senator at that time who wanted to ban a children's book, The Rabbit's Wedding.
The story centers around a book that Garth, who was famous for his illustrations of all of the E.B. White books, and it was a book that he wrote in 1959 called The Rabbit's Wedding, around which this play centers, and of the controversy that it stirred in the Alabama Public Library system.
This play is significant on many levels. At its core, it's really about freedom of speech and the issue of banning books.
Once I read this script, it really spoke to me. Growing up in the South, I know a lot of these people and where they came from and their philosophies as well as their ideologies.
It takes place 60 years ago in Montgomery, Alabama, which is such a critical place in our country. 4 years after Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, very famous boycott in Montgomery that lasted over a year.
This story is just another example to show how far we have come and how far we still have to come. The fact that any of these events happened over a children's book is wild. It's amazing. And things still have similar triggers like that today in 2019 than it did in 1959.
I think it speaks to learning from our past, learning where we've come from, learning how far we need to go, learning about each other and learning about our differences. This is a great play with, it's about words, it's about books, it's about censorship. It's a love story for all of those things and a love story for each other and our cultures and our differences.
I think there are a lot of themes in Alabama's story that are still incredibly relevant today. Specific to my character, Lily, it's about information and the responsibility that we have to ourselves and to each other to stay informed about the world that we live in. Certainly the amount of information that is available today versus 1959 is overwhelming, and it can really take a toll on us mentally and spiritually to be aware of how ugly the world can be. But there's also a lot of beauty, and we just really owe it to each other to validate the experience of people who don't look like us or live like us.
This play is important because it focuses on quite a lot of topics. Of course, there is the topic of segregation. It focuses on individuals. It's a human story. I think this play covered the topics of 1959 all the way up to now, what we're going through now in this country in 2019.
Even if we think that we're progressive and that we're improved, that there's still a lot to unpack and a lot to get us to where we just treat each other as human beings, and the free flow of information and just making this world a better place, really.
This is a wonderful time, I think very, very important time for this story to be told.